Chosen one, have you ever felt that the world around you is shifting, that something unseen is aligning in your life and you cannot explain why? Could it be that God Himself is trying to send you a message right now? A divine intervention prepared only for you? Chosen one, listen carefully. This is not a coincidence. You did not just stumble upon this message by accident. It was destined. God has placed this word before you because you are being notified of an incoming divine intervention. Your spirit has been restless lately, hasn't it? You've been sensing a weight, a calling, something pressing deep inside of you. It's as if heaven is preparing to open its gates over your life. But here's the truth you must understand. When God intervenes, it is never casual, never accidental. It carries purpose, it carries urgency, and above all, it demands obedience.
Why are you being chosen? Chosen one. You may be asking yourself, why me? Why now? Why does God choose to interrupt my life in such a powerful way? Let me tell you, when God intervenes, it is because the enemy has already tried to interfere. The forces of darkness have seen your potential. They have felt your spiritual authority, and they have tried to set traps in your path. But God says, no more. I am stepping in. You see, your destiny cannot be delayed forever. Your purpose cannot be buried permanently. There comes a moment when the Father decides enough. I will personally intervene, and that moment, chosen one, is now. Signs that God is about to intervene. Let's talk about the signs, because many of you are already experiencing them without even realizing it. 1. Sudden disruptions. Things in your life are being shaken. Relationships are shifting. Opportunities you thought were secure are being removed. This is not destruction. It is preparation. God is removing what cannot stand in your destiny. 2. Unexplainable restlessness. You can't sleep as you used to. Your spirit feels stirred. You sense a calling, a whisper, but you can't yet understand its full meaning. This is heaven trying to get your attention. 3. Divine encounters. Random people speaking words that resonate with your soul. Scriptures suddenly coming alive in a way they never have. Dreams and visions carrying unusual clarity. These are not accidents. They are notifications from God. The danger of disobedience. Chosen one, here is the warning. When God intervenes, He requires your cooperation. Divine intervention is not just a blessing, it is an assignment. Think of Jonah. He was chosen, but he tried to run. God intervened by sending a storm, not to destroy him, but to redirect him. Think of Moses. He was chosen to deliver Israel. God intervened in the desert through a burning bush. But Moses had a choice, to obey or to resist. You see, disobedience does not cancel God's calling, but it delays destiny and multiplies pain. That is why this word comes to you today with urgency. Chosen one, do not disobey. God is stepping into your life right now. Why divine intervention is urgent in this season. The times we are living in are not ordinary. Prophetic voices across the world are declaring that this is a season of separation. Light from darkness, chosen from the crowd, faithful from the lukewarm, and you, chosen one, have been set apart. This is why you feel different. This is why you don't fit in with the world anymore. God is not allowing you to settle for mediocrity, because your destiny is higher. Divine intervention is God's way of saying, I will not let you miss your purpose. I will not allow the enemy to devour what I have invested in you. You see, divine intervention is God's way of saying, I will not let you miss your purpose. I will not allow the enemy to devour what I have invested in you.
The enemy's last attack before breakthrough. Be aware, chosen one. Every time God is about to intervene, the enemy tries one last desperate attack. That's why your battles have been so intense recently. That's why the warfare feels personal, because the enemy knows that if you step into this divine moment, nothing can stop you. But listen carefully. The attack is a sign that your breakthrough is close. The storm is proof that Jesus is walking toward you on the waters. The darkness is confirmation that the light is about to break forth. So, how do you respond to divine intervention? 1. Surrender fully. Stop fighting what God is trying to remove from your life. Release the relationships, habits, and environments that are no longer serving your calling. 2. Obey quickly. When God speaks, move. Delay is dangerous. Hesitation can cost you opportunities that heaven has aligned. 3. Stay spiritually alert. Watch for signs, dreams, divine encounters. Write them down, pray over them. God is sending instructions in pieces, and you must be attentive to put them together. Chosen one. This is only the beginning. God is preparing to step into your life in a way you have never experienced before. But remember this, obedience is the key. Do not harden your heart. Do not delay. For the King of Glory is at your doorstep, ready to shift everything in your favor. Chosen one. If you are still here, it is because the Spirit of God has drawn you. You are not watching this by accident. Heaven has an urgent message for you. God is notifying you of an incoming divine intervention. You cannot ignore it. You must not disobey. Have you noticed, chosen one, how heavy the atmosphere has felt lately? It is not depression. It is not simple stress. It is the weight of destiny pressing against your spirit. When God prepares to intervene, He often allows you to feel the urgency before you see the breakthrough. It feels like pressure because heaven is about to birth something through you. Just as a woman feels the intensity of labor pains before the child arrives, your soul is now experiencing the contractions of destiny. The heaviness you feel is not punishment, it is preparation. God has always intervened when His chosen ones were at the edge of collapse. Abraham was about to sacrifice Isaac when God intervened with a ram in the bush. Joseph was left in prison, forgotten by men, but remembered by heaven when Pharaoh dreamed. Daniel was thrown into the lion's den, but God sent an angel to shut their mouths. Esther stood in fear before a king, but God intervened to preserve an entire nation. Notice this, chosen one. God does not intervene when things are comfortable. He intervenes at the very point when your human strength has reached its limit, because then, and only then, will the world know that it was God and God alone who delivered you. Here is something you must remember. When God intervenes, it happens suddenly. Paul and Silas were praying at midnight when the prison doors opened instantly. Peter was chained between guards when an angel appeared without warning. Israel stood before the Red Sea, trapped by Pharaoh's army, when the waters split in a moment. Chosen one, your breakthrough may look delayed, but in the spiritual realm, it is already scheduled. And when it comes, it will be sudden. One phone call, one open door, one divine connection, and everything will change. 3 main reasons why God is stepping into your life in this season. 1. To protect you. The enemy has plotted destruction. You might not see all the traps, but heaven does. God is moving to shield you before the enemy's plan can manifest. 2. To redirect you. Some of the doors you thought were blessings were actually distractions. God is shutting them so that you can be positioned in the right place at the right time. 3. To accelerate you. Time has been lost. Delays have been many, but God says, I will redeem the time. I will accelerate you into places that should have taken years but will now take only moments. Chosen one, God works on divine timelines, not human calendars. You may think you are late, but in heaven's plan, you are right on time. Moses began his mission at 80 years old. Abraham fathered nations at 100. Daniel was anointed as a shepherd boy, but only crowned years later. Delay is not denial. Your divine intervention has been written in God's book before the foundations of the earth. Now the pages of that book are turning in your life. But lies the danger. Chosen one, when God intervenes, you must respond. Ignoring his movement can be catastrophic. Lot's wife looked back when God said, "Do not." She missed her salvation because of disobedience. Saul rejected God's instructions, and his kingdom was stripped away. The rich young ruler walked away from Jesus because he could not surrender his wealth. Disobedience is costly. That is why this message comes to you with urgency. God does not want you to miss the moment he is creating. You may be asking, what do I do now? Let me guide you. 1. Purify your heart. Remove bitterness, unforgiveness, and secret sins. God will not pour new wine into an old wineskin. 2. Strengthen your faith. Begin declaring God's promises over your life daily. Replace fear with prophecy. Remember, faith is the key that unlocks intervention. 3. Seek God's voice. Increase your prayer time. Fast if you can. Journal your dreams, visions, and impressions. God is speaking, but you must tune your ears to listen. Hear me carefully, chosen one. This season is not only about blessings, it is also about warfare. As God prepares to intervene, the enemy will attempt to distract you with sudden temptations, unexpected conflicts, doubts, and fears. Do not be deceived. These are last-minute attacks designed to pull you away from obedience. Stand firm. Remember, the enemy attacks most fiercely right before divine intervention arrives. But take courage, chosen one. You are not alone. Just as God walked with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire, he is walking with you now. Just as he parted the sea for Moses, he will part the obstacles before you. Just as he opened heaven over Jesus, he is opening heaven over your destiny. The same God who intervened then intervenes now. And he is telling you, fear not, for I am with you, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. Chosen one, do you feel the weight of this word? God is preparing to intervene suddenly, powerfully, and undeniably in your life, but you must choose obedience. You must choose surrender, for the window of divine intervention is opening, and you cannot afford to miss it. Hear me carefully, chosen one. This season is not only about blessings, it is also about warfare. As God prepares to intervene, the enemy will attempt to distract you with sudden temptations, unexpected conflicts, doubts, and fears. Do not be deceived. These are last-minute attacks designed to pull you away from obedience. Stand firm. Remember, the enemy attacks most fiercely right before divine intervention arrives. But take courage, chosen one. You are not alone. Just as God walked with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire, he is walking with you now. Just as he parted the sea for Moses, he will part the obstacles before you. Just as he opened heaven over Jesus, he is opening heaven over your destiny. The same God who intervened then intervenes now. And he is telling you, fear not, for I am with you, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. For the window of divine intervention is opening, and you cannot afford to miss it. Chosen one, if you are still listening, it means your spirit is connecting with this word. You already know this is not ordinary. You can feel that heaven is speaking directly to you. And now, let us uncover the signs, because God never moves without giving his children clues, confirmations, and prophetic signals. Here are 7 clear signs of incoming divine intervention. Number 1, unusual restlessness in your spirit. Suddenly, you cannot remain comfortable where you are. Things that once satisfied you no longer do. This restlessness is not frustration, it is spiritual movement. God is stirring your soul because he is shifting you into a higher assignment. Chosen one, when you feel restless, it is not because you are empty, it is because you are being filled with new instructions. Number 2, divine disruptions. Plans begin to fall apart. Relationships begin to break. Opportunities that seemed secure suddenly vanish. Do not panic. This is not rejection. It is redirection. God is closing doors that cannot carry you into your destiny. Think of Joseph. Joseph. His brothers thought they destroyed him when they sold him into slavery, but that disruption was the very path that carried him to Pharaoh's palace. Number 3, increased spiritual sensitivity. Your dreams become vivid. Your prayers feel heavier. You notice repeated numbers, scriptures, or even phrases in daily life. God is sharpening your discernment so that when He speaks, you will not miss His voice. Chosen one, if you have been experiencing strange yet holy signs around you, do not dismiss them. They are heavenly notifications. Number 4, sudden isolation. People begin to distance themselves. Friend circles shrink. Even family may not fully understand you anymore. This is not rejection. It is separation. God is pulling you apart from distractions so that you can hear Him clearly. Before God lifted Elijah, He took him into the wilderness alone. Before God anointed David as king, He raised him in hidden pastures. Chosen one, your isolation is evidence that heaven is preparing you for elevation. Number 5, unexpected provision. Strange blessings begin to flow. Resources, connections, opportunities that you didn't work for. This is not luck. It is evidence that heaven's intervention has already begun. When Israel left Egypt, they carried silver and gold they never earned. God provided because He was about to shift them into destiny. Number 6, intensified attacks. Right before breakthrough, warfare increases. The enemy knows you are on the edge of destiny, so he launches desperate, last-minute attacks. But remember, the storm is proof that Jesus is walking towards you on the water. The greater the battle, the closer the breakthrough. Number 7, deep inner peace amid chaos. Here is the final sign. Even though life feels unstable, your heart feels strangely calm. That's the peace of God which surpasses all understanding. It's heaven's way of saying, I am with you. Do not fear. Chosen one, these signs are not random. They are heaven's way of training you to walk by faith. God does not simply want to rescue you. He wants to prepare you, because divine intervention is not just about one miracle. It's about unlocking a lifetime of obedience, trust, and divine partnership. But let me warn you with love, if you ignore these signs, the cost can be heavy. You may cling to relationships God is trying to remove, only to suffer heartbreak later. You may resist new instructions, only to stay trapped in cycles of delay. You may miss open doors because you hesitated when God told you to move. Do not let fear or doubt keep you from obedience. Chosen one, delayed obedience is still disobedience. Now, let me give you specific instructions for this season. Number 1, pray with focus. Do not pray casually. Pray targeted prayers. Ask God to reveal His will for this moment in your life. Number 2, fast to clear the noise. Fasting silences the flesh and amplifies your spirit. When you fast, distractions fade and clarity comes. This will help you recognize divine instructions quickly. Number 3, guard your atmosphere. Not every voice deserves access to your spirit. Turn down the noise of negative people, toxic environments, and doubters. Surround yourself with faith builders. Number 4, write what you hear. When God intervenes, instructions may come in pieces. Write down dreams, prophetic impressions, or sudden thoughts that align with Scripture. Later, the puzzle will connect. Number 5, move when God says move. Do not wait for everything to make sense. Abraham moved without knowing the full destination. Peter stepped out before he knew if the water would hold him. Faith is action. Chosen one, I know you are tired. You have fought long battles. You have carried heavy burdens. But hear me, God has seen your tears. He has counted your nights of loneliness. And He is saying, I am stepping in. I will not let you drown. I will not let you fail. This is not the end. This is the turning point. Never forget who you are. You were not created to blend in. You were created to stand out. You carry light in a world of darkness. That is why the warfare against you has been so intense. But the very fact that you are still standing is proof that you are chosen. Others would have quit. Others would have fallen. But you are still here. Chosen one, that is evidence of divine preservation. And now, divine intervention is coming to propel you into your next season. Listen carefully. The signs are already around you. God is not only speaking, He is confirming, warning, and preparing. Do not resist. Do not doubt, for the hour of divine intervention is near, and it belongs to you.
Chosen one, by now, you know this message is not ordinary. God has been pulling on your heart, whispering to your soul, and confirming through these words words that a divine intervention is at your doorstep. But before you step fully into it, there is one critical choice that determines everything: obedience. The power of obedience. Obedience is not just about following rules, it is about alignment with heaven's plan. When Noah obeyed, his family was saved from the flood. When Abraham obeyed, nations were birthed from his seed. When Mary obeyed, the Messiah entered the world. Chosen one, obedience is the bridge between God's promise and your manifestation. Without it, even divine intervention can be delayed. The cost of disobedience. Let us be honest, disobedience is dangerous. Jonah ran from God's command and found himself in the belly of a fish. Yet even there, God's mercy gave him another chance. Saul disobeyed God's instruction, and the kingdom was torn from his hands. Lot's wife turned back when she was told not to and became a pillar of salt. The pattern is clear. When God moves and you resist, the consequences are heavy, because disobedience does not only affect you, it affects generations after you. Chosen one, that is why this word is urgent. Do not disobey. Why God requires surrender. Understand this: divine intervention is not just about blessing you, it is about positioning you. God is not only rescuing you from something, He is aligning you for something greater. That is why surrender is required. If you try to cling to the old life, old habits, old relationships, you will not have hands free to receive the new season. Transformation after intervention. Chosen one, let me show you what happens when you obey and step into God's intervention. 1. Your identity shifts. You no longer see yourself as weak, forgotten, or ordinary. You begin to walk in authority, knowing you are chosen. 2. Your path clears. Confusion lifts. Clarity comes. Doors that were once locked begin to open. 3. Your influence expands. God begins to use your story to impact others. Just like Joseph, what was meant for evil becomes testimony for good. 4. Your spirit elevates. Prayer becomes natural. Worship flows freely. Your connection with God becomes unshakable. The final battle before breakthrough. Chosen one, pay attention here. Every divine intervention comes with one last test, the test of faith. The enemy will try to shake your confidence, tempt you with old habits, surround you with doubt through people around you. But remember, if you stay firm, if you refuse to quit, you will see the glory of God revealed. How to seal the intervention in your life. Number 1, praise before the manifestation. Thank God as if the intervention has already happened. Praise shifts the atmosphere and invites heaven's power. Number 2, declare the word of God daily. Speak life over your destiny. Declare, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. God's plans for me will stand. Number 3, stay humble after the breakthrough. Remember, this is not by your strength, but by God's grace. Humility keeps the blessing flowing. Number 4, use your testimony. Share what God has done. Your story will become the key to unlock faith in others. Prophetic encouragement for the chosen one. Listen, chosen one, I know the battle has been fierce. I know the waiting has been long, but you are moments away from seeing God's hand move in ways you can't even imagine. This is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a new chapter. The tears you have cried are being collected. The prayers you whispered in silence are being answered. The pain you endured is being transformed into purpose. A final prophetic word. My child, do not fear, for I, the Lord your God, am stepping into your situation. What the enemy meant for harm, I will turn for good. What was delayed will now be accelerated. What was broken will be restored. Only obey me, and you will see my glory. Chosen one, this is your hour. This is your divine notification. Heaven is intervening on your behalf. Do not resist. Do not delay. Obey and watch the power of God unfold before your very eyes. Chosen one, the message has been delivered. The signs are clear. The instructions are given. Now the choice is yours. God's intervention is not far. It is already moving toward you. All you must do is say yes. Chosen one, you have journeyed through this word from beginning to end. If you are still here, it means your spirit has recognized the voice of heaven. This was not just a message, it was a divine appointment. God is waking you up, stirring you, and calling you to a higher level. The reason you feel different, the reason your path has been unusual, is because you are not ordinary. You are chosen. Chosen to carry light in darkness. Chosen to break generational curses. Chosen to step into divine assignments others could not handle. This is why the warfare has been so great. The greater the calling, the fiercer the battle. But hear me, you are still standing because heaven has preserved you. Chosen one, let me remind you again, God's intervention is already in motion, but your obedience will determine the fullness of its manifestation. Disobedience delays. Obedience accelerates. This is your moment. This is your choice. Say yes to God's leading, even if it feels uncomfortable. Say yes to His call, even if you don't have all the answers, because your yes will unlock what generations have been waiting for. Let me declare these words over your life. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Every chain that has held you back is breaking right now. Every delay is being turned into acceleration. Every hidden blessing is being revealed in this season. You will walk through open doors no man can shut. You will rise not by might, not by power, but by the Spirit of the living God. Remember, chosen one, this is bigger than you. When God intervenes in your life, He is not only rescuing you, He is positioning you to impact others. Your family will see change. Your friends will witness transformation. Even strangers will look at your life and know that God is real. This is how the glory of God spreads through ordinary vessels carrying extraordinary grace. And you, chosen one, are that vessel. Imagine this. The heavens are opening. Golden light breaks through the clouds. The King of Glory rides forth, His voice thundering like many waters. Angels surround you carrying scrolls of destiny, and one scroll has your name on it. Chosen one, the seals are breaking. The intervention is here. Your story is shifting. Your tomorrow will not look like your yesterday. This is your hour. This is your divine moment. Step into it with boldness, for God Himself is notifying you. My child, I am with you always. Now walk forward, for your time has come. Team 2378A. Final closeout. Chosen one. This word has been released. Heaven has spoken. Now it rests with you. Do not disobey. Do not delay. Obey the call of God, and you will see the impossible become possible. Your season of divine intervention has begun. Walk in it, live in it, and never forget you are chosen.